Oh, welcome, friends. This is the week of Thanksgiving, if you happen to celebrate that holiday. And so, our theme for today, and this is the only class that I'm teaching this week, um, just a little like disclosure for everybody, is going to be thankfulness, right? Like the things in our lives that maybe we just do because they're like mundane things. But what are the gifts? Like, what can we give thanks for in all of the places that we find ourselves, right? I know that toxic positivity gets this bad rap of like always needing to maintain positivity, but these times of the year where we can slow down and take stock and like reverent appreciation for all that we have, because um, I think we're all really, really blessed, no matter where we are, given our circumstances, to wake up every day and have another 24 hours to try again is such a gift in this life. Um, so let's like ground down into some thankfulness. Let's get thankful. All right. So comfortable seated position to start. And take the time, because you come to your mat before, come to one of these videos before, come to one of my classes before, let today be fresh and new. Everything you do, let it be fresh and new so that new things can be revealed to you in this practice. So even if you've sat the same way 100 times, maybe try something else today, right? From there, however you decide to sit, or even if you're laying down, just use this next exhale to kind of like sink and soften into the support of the earth beneath you. Like you are here, you made it. Awesome. Congratulations. I'm so glad you did it. So let's use the exhale to just soften and arrive fully in this space. And then use an inhale, simultaneously lift and lengthen you tall through the crown. Right. So when you do that, you're stacking bone on bone in the body so that the muscles can soften even farther, because the bones are doing the majority of the work here. Right. Palms come to rest up on the thighs. And I want to offer you a mudra today. So it's similar to Anjali Mudra, hands to heart center, right? The hands will be at the heart. But what you're going to do is bring the corner edges of the thumb together. And so it almost creates like this little pocket. It creates some space in between the hands here, right? So this is like flat hands, Anjali Mudra, but when we bring the edges of the thumbs together, it creates the space. And it's like, I believe this is called Kapotasana Mudra, which is like little pigeon, Kapotasana pigeon pose, right? So this idea that you're holding something gentle and tender in between your hands. So it's just a little option here as you use an exhale to soften or close the eyes and begin to breathe deeply into your heart space. Our thanks, our gratitude, our joy in life, these are the gifts of the heart. Breathe into that heart space, imbuing it with life. And then exhale to slowly release that breath back out into the world. Beginning to elongate the breaths here. And as you do this, breathing here, every time you breathe in your mind, name something that you're thankful for and send that thing into the space between the palms, like you're gently tending to and stewarding all that you're thankful for in this life, consciously holding it in your mind and in your palms for a period of time here. Breathing into the heart space while calling into the mind by something they're thankful for. Could be a person, could be a place, be a thing, a memory, something you've learned, something that you have yet to do, but perhaps have started the steps necessary to get there. May even be something that has been a struggle to you up to this point, but in this moment you can reframe and see the gifts of it. What are your lessons you're learning? That is where we can become thankful for the struggles that we have overcome, where we can soften into forgiveness and learn. Continuing to deepen both the inhale and the exhale. Committing to yourself in this space that you're going to move in a way that is in harmony and alignment with your being. This is how you show your gratitude and thanks to your body, by listening to it, by being here with it. Taking another big deep breath into the nose. Exhale, you can soften that mudra. Bring both hands to the earth as the eyes flutter open. And inhale, lift one arm up and overhead, reaching up towards the ceiling, and exhale to reach out and over to the side. Option here to pull that top shoulder back, lift the gaze and breathe. What is it you are cultivating, intending to here and now? Where can you give thanks for being in this posture, being in this moment? Inhale, coming all the way through to center. Lifting that hand up overhead to reach towards the ceiling, and then exhale to come out and over. Seeing how far down you want to get to the mat, making sure both thighs stay firmly rooted. And continuing this awareness of thankfulness in the moment, perhaps giving your awareness to anyone that has allowed the space for you to come to the mat and do this practice. Consciously thinking of my husband right now, who's with the children, getting everyone ready for bed so that I can be here with you. Inhale to come all the way through to center, hands to knees here. Inhale, slide the shoulders down, the back body, open the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin into chest, belly button up and in. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Use that inhale to welcome new thoughts of thankfulness. Perhaps this is about space, about your breath, about your practice. And exhale, returning to that heart space, holding it in its wisdom. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Few more breaths here. Feeling these counter movements in the body. And then inhale to come all the way back through to center. Bring the soles of the feet to touch here. And just give your feet a little rub. Oh, these feet to carry you through every day, that enable you to do so many amazing things in this life. I'm so thankful for the journey that these feet bring me on every day. Working your way down the sole of the foot to the heel. Working up towards the ankles and making sure you get the top of the feet also. Beautiful. Inhale, interlace the fingers to wrap around the toes or hold on to the shins. Use that inhale to lift and lengthen. The exhale to lower the thighs even closer to the earth. Remembering, even a centimeter is worth celebrating. Giving gratitude and thanks for this moment, this breath. Taking a big deep breath into the nose. Exhale, forward fold. First, keeping a nice flat back here. Breathing deep, using that breath to ground you into this practice. Big deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, round the shoulders. Hands can slide forward. And you can pause here, settling into this posture. Or if you'd like to add a little bit of movement, you can walk the hands side to side here, getting some side stretches in. Asking yourself what's going to feel best to you now. If you were to listen to this body, honor its needs in this moment, what would you do? What would it ask for? A few more times on each side. Just a few more breaths here in center. Inhale to slowly roll on up, connected to those muscles in the belly, helping you hinge forward from the hips, coming all the way back out, right? This time, extend one leg out to the side, keeping the foot nice and active. And then you can press into the palms to sort of reshift. We're pulling that hip back as you twist and turn to face the foot nice and active. Inhale to extend up tall through the arms, palms overhead, gaze lifts. Exhale, forward fold, keeping a nice flat back. Hands come to rest somewhere on the leg. Whatever feels good to you. Each exhale here, an opportunity to see if you can come forward just a little more without rounding the shoulders. Integrity is key here, my friends. Big, deep breaths. Taking another big, deep breath into the nose. And then exhale, allow yourself to round forward, coming towards the foot. If you want to, you could always bend the knee. Bring the foot to you a little bit. Remembering this is a safe space for sighs, moans, groans. Your full expression of yoga is welcome here. Give that thanks and gratitude a sound. Or just clear your throat, whichever. A few more breaths here. Inhale to slowly roll back up. Returning to center. This time, bring that foot straight in front of you. Come to the sole of the foot on the other foot. And then option here to either wrap the opposite arm around that knee, or the hand could just come to the knee. And then swim the other hand right back behind, pressing into the earth. So from here, nice open line of energy extending tall through the crown of the head. And then exhale, twist and turn, looking out past your back shoulder. Breathing deep here. Each inhale, an opportunity to lift and lengthen. Each exhale, nice and slow. An opportunity to see if you can twist just a little bit more. Breathing deep here. Asking yourself, what gifts are just waiting to be revealed in this posture if you are fully embodied and present here? What more can you give thanks for? Inhale, unravel, unwind, returning back to center. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So now, once again, pressing into those feet. So pull that hip back as you pivot and turn your body to face that foot nice and active. Inhale, arms to the side, standing tall through the crown. Exhale, forward fold as far as you can while maintaining the nice flat back. Each exhale, an opportunity to see if you can fold forward a little bit more while keeping those shoulders softened down the back body. Hinging forward from the hips. Noticing that there's going to be one side that's tighter than the other. So take the time now to identify what is the difference in this side. And are you meeting more resistance? Is it tighter? Or is there more ease? It's softer. And if you find that there is more resistance, use the exhale to soften those muscles. One more big breath in, and exhale, round forward, reaching towards those toes or bending the knees to come to the toes. There's no right or wrong. There's just the needs of this moment. And what a gift to be able to slow down and listen to them, honor them. Inhale, big breath in, coming back to center. Now bringing that leg straight in front of you. You come to the sole of that other foot, sitting up nice and tall, and then choosing if you want to bring the hand to the outer edge of that knee, perhaps starting there, trying it out, and then bumping up to the elbow wrapped around that knee if that's better for you. And then from there, other hand floats back and behind, pressing into the earth to give you that little oomph. And then exhale, twist and turn, looking out past that back shoulder. Breathing deep here. What is there to honor, acknowledge, and celebrate in this moment? One more breath cycle here, in through the nose and out through the nose. And then inhale, unravel, unwind. If you are using any props, you can scooch those on out of the way. And then roll forward on the hands and knees. Knees stacked under hips, hands stacked under shoulders. If you have any sensitivity in the wrists, you can come into fists here. Tuck that belly button up and in, nice flat back, coming into this with integrity. And then inhale, right hand comes to the earth and left hand comes to the sky. Exhale, the left hand replaces the right as you lift and come to the sky. So making a little flow, pairing breath to movement. Exploring this twist. One more time on each side. And then coming back to that nice flat back, this time walking your hands towards the front edge of the mat. Big breath in through the nose. And exhale, melt the forehead down towards the earth. Coming into puppy pose, hips elevated above the knees here. Big deep breaths. Option here to rock the forehead side to side if you'd like, a gentle massage on the brow line. Inhale, slide the hands back under the shoulders, pressing back up to that tabletop position. Inhale, bring the left leg out to the side and just begin to make some hip circles here. Big or small, fast or slow, whatever you're choosing, link it to your breath. Right, An inhale as you lift that knee up towards the sky, and an exhale as you come closer to the earth. Inhale, reverse, going in the opposite direction here. A few more circles. And on an exhale, land that knee down. Inhale, right leg out to the side, beginning some circles. What are your glutes saying to you? What is there to find thankfulness for in this moment? Can you be thankful that you can make it comfortably onto hands and knees on the earth? This isn't comfortable for you. You could do this standing. It'd be helpful to have a chair or a wall to hold on to for stability if you are doing this standing. Inhale, reverse, going in the opposite direction. Perhaps that thankfulness for the mobility of the joints, for the time to be here on the mat, enjoying this practice. One more big breath in. Exhale, land that knee down. Bring knees together, feet together, or feet together, knees width of the mat. And exhale, melt down into a child's pose of your choosing. Perhaps even bringing a block under the forehead here. And experiencing this posture in a new way. 4 deep breaths here. Once again, returning to this idea, can you breathe in something new, a new awareness of what you are thankful for? Even if it's as simple as the clothes you're wearing, to be in a heated space right now, have the internet access to be watching this. So many gifts. What an abundant life you have. Inhale to slowly roll back up to a seated position. Can move that block on out of the way. And we're going to prepare for frog pose. So for this, you fold up the outer edges of the mat and bring them in closer to you here. This is for padding purposes. And then come forward onto the hands. Bring one knee out to the side and then the other. Feet nice and active, back behind you. Big breath in through the nose. Thighs active and engaged, abdomen engaged here as you exhale. Begin to melt the thighs back and down here. Coming down onto the forearms. I like to interlace my fingers and sort of just rest into that. You could always bring a block here for the forehead. I like the long way here. But something you can melt into for a few breath cycles here. Now, if this isn't your jam, you could always come into a more traditional yoga squat. Well, I was going to say standing, but you're not really standing because you're squatting. But the farther back the hips go, the deeper the stretch. So if you are finding the point at where you are no longer breathing or you're experiencing pain, come forward a little bit and just scoot yourself forward. You want to find your edge where you can feel this everywhere, the body working together in harmony to sustain this posture. Inhale, begin to rise back up. You can bring the knees in, fix the mat, roll it back out. Return to that tabletop posture here. Inhale to extend the left leg straight out, back and behind. Exhale, bend the knee, step the foot all the way up and through. Runner's lunge. This could be another nice place to have some blocks here to lift. Get that nice straight line from the tip of the tailbone all the way out to the crown of the head. Breathe here for a few breaths. Allow yourself to be. What is waiting to be celebrated in this moment, to be seen, acknowledged, validated? Big breath into the nose here, and then exhale. Begin to pull that left hip back and walk the hands back if you need or want to, coming up onto the heel of that foot, and then coming forward on an inhale. Exhale to walk back. You might want to scooch the foot up a little bit more. It's a nice little flow here. Really imagining as you come back that you're pulling that left hip back and hinging forward from the hips. And like I said, it can be helpful to have a little bit more space between the foot and the knee here. So feel free to explore. The next time you exhale, we're going to pause and hold here for 3 breaths. Like I said, it could be helpful to have some blocks here to get that nice flat back. Chin tucked in towards the chest. Inhale to come forward, palms to the earth. Step the left leg back to meet the right. Hands under shoulders, and just make some hip circles here. Big circles, small circles. And then reverse, going in the opposite direction. Taking your time to really feel all the movements of the body. Each muscle doing its job, everything moving in harmony. Whatever harmony looks or sounds like in your body today. Coming back to center here, tabletop pose. Inhale to extend the right leg straight out, back and behind. And then stepping that foot all the way up and through with the exhale. Front knee over front ankle. Coming into runner's lunge on this side of the body. Breathing deep here. Big deep breaths. Take another big deep breath into the nose. And exhale to walk the hands back. Those toes come up towards the face, pulling that right hip back. And coming forward on the exhale. Inhale to walk that. Hands back. Exhale to come forward. Moving with your own breath, your own divine timing. The next time you walk those hands back, pause here for 3 breaths. What do you need to modify to sustain this? And then the next breath, and walk the hands forward towards the top of the mat. Step that right foot back, and then sit back on the heel, sitting up nice and tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, those arms come straight out in front of you, shoulder height. Exhale, rotate the palms out, float the hands back and behind, interlace the fingers, but put the opposite thumb on top that you normally do. And if you don't know what I mean, if it feels comfortable and cozy, switch it around and make it feel awkward, and then that's the right one. All right, inhale, pull those hands back and down, open up that heart space. Abdomen is active and engaged here. Gaze lifted towards the ceiling. Big deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips, melting the torso over the thigh. The forehead comes to the earth, a block, or the top of the head. Hands lift up, back and behind, and breathe. Having spent all this time cultivating the connection to the heart, now elevating it above the head in this posture of yoga mudra. Breathing deep. Letting the wisdom of the heart shine down over the body. The wisdom of love, appreciation, gratitude, thanks, reverence, joy. Inhale, activate the muscles in the belly, extend out tall through the crown, and then let the abdomen lift you all the way back up to seated. And then let the hands float to the thighs, pausing for a breath cycle in through the nose, out through the nose. Beautiful. Coming on to the sides of the hips, extending the legs straight out in front of you, both legs here. Now, if you have a pillow or a blanket nearby, you can sit on the very edge of it here, and it will tilt the hips forward so that it's easier to maintain that nice flat back. Feet nice and active. This can be a lovely place for a strap. You can wrap the strap around the feet and wrap it around your hands and hold on to it. Also can help with that lift through the crown. So whatever you're choosing, inhale, sit up nice and tall here. Feel the abdomen active and engaged. Feel that energy coming out of your feet, the crown of your head. Alive in your gratitude, steeping in it. And then from this place, inhale, lift the hands all the way up overhead. Exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips while keeping that nice flat back. See how far you can make it towards the feet. Perhaps you might even want to say like, hey, feet, how you doing? Nice to see you. Big deep breaths into the nose and out through the nose, softening the shoulders down the back body, the muscles of the face, all relaxing. Big deep breath into the nose. And exhale, round the shoulders, reaching towards those feet. You might make it to them. You might not. If you don't, you could consider bending at the knees and bringing the feet closer to you here. 4 breaths here, a moment of pause and respite. Inhale to slowly roll all the way back up to that seated position. If you use any props, you can scooch those on out of the way. I encourage you, if you have a block, yeah. Let's do 2 blocks. Just got real excited. Okay, so you're going to use those, keep those close by just so you can reach them. Make sure your tush is in the middle of the mat and then melt the torso down towards the ground, soles of the feet flat on the earth here. Make sure you can just reach your heels with your middle finger. You can reach like down even to your pointer finger, then scooch the feet a little farther away from the body. Feet hip width distance apart, knees over ankles, and then take your first block, place it in between your thighs, and then as you inhale, palms down on the earth, squeeze into that block here, and then lift the hips up towards the sky, pressing into the feet, the shoulders, the arms, and then take your second block here and place it under the sits bone. I'm on the medium height here. The lowest would be flat like this. The second option is here. The third is here. So just find your happy spot here. Still squeezing with the legs into that first block. And then palms down to the earth. Eyes can soften or close. And we're going to pause here for 6 breaths. Coming into some softer, more restorative poses to close out this practice. To seal our thankfulness practice with a bow of softness. Inhale, taking a big deep breath into the nose and out through the nose. Inhale, press into the feet and the shoulders, then lift and move that first block out of the way, palms down to the earth. As you exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly lowering the hips back to the ground. So you make it all the way down. Move that second block on out of the way. Walk the feet to be the width edge of the mat. And then windshield wiper the legs side to side here. When you're ready, bring the soles of the feet to touch and coming into a reclined cobbler's pose. Now, option here, if you have blocks, or if you have, pillows or blankets nearby, something that you could put underneath the legs. But if you're using blocks, just make sure they're sort of like kitty corners so that the earth is actually on the corner edge. And then, just make sure it's on the corner edge. That makes the top of the block be flat for the thighs. And then the pressure from your thighs will hold the block in place. Also turning this into a restorative or supported posture. Bring a hand to your belly, a hand to your heart. And just sit with the words, I am thankful for all that I have. Try repeating that to yourself as you sustain this posture for 6 breaths. I am thankful for all that I have. All right. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose, gently as you can, removing any blocks or props out of the way. And gently making your way towards a wall, whatever that looks like for you, whatever you need to do in order for that to happen. Come at the wall sideways here. We're working towards length of the wall. So my tush is flush with the wall. My feet are against the wall here. From this place, then I'm going to pivot and twist, sending my legs up the wall. And this will get your tush as close to the wall as possible. So the deepest stretch you can get here. Feet can just be softened. You could bring a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. Arms could be out by the body, either side in a V shape, palms up. If you want to layer on a little shoulder opener here, you can come in a cactus arms, elbows at 90-degree angles. Whatever you choose. Exhale and soften. Surrender. Receive. For 6 breaths now, sitting with the silence. What comes in when you allow that kind of space in your life? One more breath cycle here. Biggest breath yet today. And gently slide your feet down the wall, making your way towards your Shavasana. Taking any time here to get ultra cozy. Is there any way that you could bring a next level of softness to this? A new way to find thanks for this posture. With every exhale, softening a little bit further into the support of gratitude and thanks in this life. No need to recall anything specific here. Just be with this appreciation, like a warm golden blanket over you for your Shavasana. Take a deep breath in through the nose. A deep breath out through the nose. And to wiggle the fingers and toes. Take any final stretches that would just nourish you. And then roll onto one side. Curling up in the fetal position, using the lower arm as a pillow for the head. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And deep breath out through the nose. And then gently and lovingly making your way towards a comfortable seated position. Perhaps you want to come back to that Kapotasana mudra, bringing the hands to heart center and then the edges of the thumbs to touch, creating this almost like little intentional love bucket. Putting that in front of your heart space, softening or closing the eyes and offering 3 ohms to the space in the paw or space between the palms. This holding of the sacred and divine with appreciation. Taking a deep breath into the nose. Or my wish for you on this day and to every day that follows is peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste, my loves. Be well, and we'll catch you next time.